Yeah, hey guys, it's Sam, and today, you know what? I just figured we need to talk about this. This is basically, as you can see in the title, the best learning strategies for a programmer. These are things that I practice, these are things that my mentors have taught me, and like things that people I listened to actually talked to me about and told me, oh, this is something you should think about when learning programming so you can actually maximize and so you're not just maybe get stuck or get burnout or like be in tutorial hell. Or these are things that actually affect programmers, is that sometimes you can get stuck in the puddle a little bit. If you're new, my name is Sam and we do programming tutorials and just things that make you a better programmer, projects and everything. So yeah, let's get to it. And the first thing is actually knowing the difference between passive and active, or active and passive learning. So we can see a passive learning. You're actually studying the book, you're reading the book, you're taking your notes. Another part is active learning. And active learning is a different type of learning because active learning involves other people. You're actually having a back and forth, you're answering questions. So the second strategy is how to apply space to learning. And what do I mean by space learning? You have to understand that when you're learning, you can't just, oh, have a course that is for 10 hours and say you're gonna binge watch, or yeah, binge read that book or binge watch that tutorial and feel that in the next 10 hours you should understand everything about it. You have to understand that when you're studying you have to apply some space, and what I mean by space is time. There has to be some time that you also give what you've learned to actually make sure that you understand it and remember it. Because when you just binge watch a tutorial and all that, sometimes it, not sometimes, I know this for a fact, you won't remember everything you learned. You will feel overwhelmed because you're studying and you're not remembering what you're learning. And that makes you feel that you're not moving forward. And then it can be in this cycle, which can just be an endless loop. So the best thing is to apply space and understand that repetition and also having space and giving it time. Don't look at developers who are like, "Oh, I learned how to code in 3 months." Don't make that as your benchmark. Don't make that the thing you have to do. No. Everyone is different. Everyone learns different, and you just have to pace yourself at your own pace and not just try to copy everyone or feel that, oh, you have to have certain concepts and all that on your like you have to understand certain concepts a certain time or all that, or feel that, oh, maybe you're stupid for not understanding one type of concept or the other. No, don't be hard on yourself. Understand that this takes time. Coding is fairly hard, and you will most of the time meet stuff that you do not understand and have to check up and have to research. And sometimes you will learn stuff, and these things that you learned will actually, you'll forget them, and you have to be okay with that, oh, I learned this and I forgot. Don't feel stupid for that. Just understand that it's a process, it's a journey, and you this journey is of like being a programmer, and I think this is with everything. It's constant learning, it's constant improvement. It's not something you just do once and you get it, and or it's not a light you can just flick on and, oh yeah, you're a programmer. It takes time. So don't be in a rush, don't be hasty. Give it, devote the time that is needed. Involve space when reading. Read a little bit. It could be 30 minutes. You can do a Pomodoro session. 30 minutes, take a break for 10 minutes, then do another 30 minutes. If you're doing a Udemy course, we all know what happens with Udemy courses, but if you're doing one, make sure you give yourself space. Maybe 1 hour per day if it's a 10-hour course and all that. So the next thing is teaching concepts. So teaching concepts is something I found really, really interesting, and something that till today I use, and that's really what this channel was built on, is that teaching concepts really help you in knowing, number one, things you don't know, and also it really helps you in really internalizing things you've learned. When you learn something, a really good thing is actually to teach it, or to maybe quiz yourself on it, or to maybe write a presentation of it. And this way, you're immersing yourself into that topic, you're understanding it, and you're also seeing the places you don't understand well, which is really good, and which that helps too with interview questions and all that, for your interview when you're applying for jobs and all that, because you have gotten used to actually explaining things, not just maybe understanding things or studying things, but you're also used to explaining the ideas and your concept behind things that you do, and the programming like algorithms or the projects, and how you started the projects and why you did this and why you did that and why you didn't do that. All these things make you a better programmer, and these are strategies that actually help you, especially when you're a self-taught programmer. Keep track of things you don't know or have questions about. This is so powerful because I know that a lot of people don't like it's like, oh, you study, 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 and sometimes you when you're studying, you don't give yourself the chance to actually see if you don't know something. Keeping track of things you don't know and have questions about, it's so great because when you do this, you automatically know where you're deficient at, or you know where you're struggling with, and you focus on that and you solve that. And that way, it's basically making you just a all-round better programmer. And this is so powerful. Wonderful concept is something I use till today. I am always ready to find out how wrong I am. I've heard this advice that never underestimate how wrong you can be. And that means number one, egos have to fly away. You can't have an ego and feel that, oh, you should know this, or not even that, not even allow yourself to know that you don't know something, if that makes sense. So the egos have to fly away. You have to be ready to learn and to be ready to fail, and also be ready to learn from your failures, because these are the things that will make you an all-round better programmer, an all-round better person actually, because all these things are not only regarding programming, these are life things that actually make you a better person. Yeah, don't feel sorry for yourself or feel a certain way, oh, I don't know this, why don't I know this, I've been studying this for a while. No, it takes time, like we said earlier. Just understand that this is a process and you will make mistakes, you will forget stuff, and that is perfectly okay. Doesn't make you better or a worse programmer if one of those things happen. And also keeping notes for the questions you have. If you have a question about stuff, write a note about it. I prefer writing, and I think that's the best, but you can also use your notepad and all that. That works too. But at the end, write what the questions you have. Write the things you're not clear about. Write the things that you have questions about. Write the things that are a little bit foggy to you. That maybe you understand some parts, but some other parts you're not really sure about. All these are the ways to actually improve yourself and to better yourself as a programmer. And the last is take some rest. Take a walk, take a bath, like just take some rest. And it's not, programming is not everything at the end. Spend time with the family, spend time with friends, and yeah, just take a break, relax yourself. That I'm telling you this right now. Most of the time, you'll notice that when you take a break, especially when you're struggling with a question or a problem, that when you take a break and then you go back to the problem, then you automatically find an answer. That has happened to me so many times, and I know for sure it's not a coincidence. So taking a break and recovering is very, very important. It is something that you will need, because at the end, to be more efficient, you do need rest. To be more productive, you do need rest. So this is really important. So I hope all these things, you've learned from them, you enjoyed them, you got something from it, and try them out. Like, there's nothing wrong in trying them out and actually seeing for yourself. You might not really believe me when I'm saying all this, but if you don't, give it a try. You don't lose anything from actually giving it a try and actually seeing for yourself. Because it's one thing to hear something from someone, but it's another thing to actually do it yourself and see the results for yourself. So give them a try. And yeah, that's it for now. See you in the next video. Please like, please subscribe to the video, and yeah, see you in the next video.